Welcome back to the second section. In here, we will continue our conversation with VFR sectional charts, particularly with quadrants and maximum elevation figures. And then we'll start diving into VFR sectional chart symbols. Understanding and reading VFR sectional charts is easy. You do need to memorize symbols, color priority, what the lines mean, how to interpret some of the numbers, and memorizing how to read airport data. Each quadrant of a VFR sectional chart has a maximum elevation figure. These are the highest known adjusted elevation points for a quadrant. They can either be man-made or natural terrain. If it is man-made, it's a symbol. If it's natural terrain, it'll be represented as a point. Alright, so if the maximum elevation figure for a quadrant is man-made, we can figure out how it was derived. So let's take a look at the obstacle at 44 degrees 4 minutes north, 100 degrees 5 minutes west, and is 3,130 feet MSL. The obstacle itself is 1,089 feet tall, or 1,089 AGL, or above ground level. Alright, we found our obstacle, and this is how it's figured out. The obstacle is listed in MSL at 3,130. We add some wiggle room. It's always 100, 3,230. Then we always round up to the nearest 100, 3,300. And that's where we get the maximum elevation figure for a man-made obstacle. The maximum elevation figure for natural terrain just adds one more step. It's still simple though. Let's take, for example, Medicine Bow Peak at 12,013 feet MSL. Again, we add some wiggle room, 100. It becomes 12,113. We round up. It becomes 12,200. Then we add 200 on top of that for any unknown obstacles that may have been built. Remember that terrain is represented as a point, and man-made objects are a symbol. VFR waypoints are depicted as a 4-point star, as you can see here. They are a supplementary tool to assist manned aircraft with position awareness. They enhance navigation in and around Class B and Class C airspace, and also around special use airspace and high traffic areas. Alright, VFR checkpoints. These are a VFR waypoint co-located with a visual checkpoint and are depicted as a magenta flag. Alright, obstacles and obstructions. These are pretty easy. Take a look at the three on the left. They're 1,000 feet or higher. And then we have the ones on the right, which are below 1,000 feet. Know the difference between group and single obstructions. And if an obstruction has any light, it will be represented with the electric bolts on the top. Okay, let's make sense of the numbers. When it's in italics, it means it's mean sea level, or MSL. When it's a standard number in parentheses, it's AGL. And if it's under construction, UC will be displayed. VFR sectional charts use a lot of color, and the color and line type indicate hierarchy and priority. Blue has a greater priority than magenta, solid lines have a greater priority than segmented lines, and segmented lines have a greater priority than vignettes. Airports with control towers have blue symbols and blue data. Alright, let's take a look at some airport symbols. Again, blue indicates an active control tower. The top two are smaller airports with runways other than a hard surface. The solid circles with the runways in them indicate that there is a hard surface runway between 1,500 feet to 8,069 feet in length. If the runways are greater than 8,069 feet, then it'll just show the runways, no circles. These airport symbols are pretty straightforward. R is for private, a double circle for military, H for heliport, U for unverified, crossed out if it's abandoned, and F, ultralight flight part. If fuel services are available at an airport, you will see little nubs on the outside of the circle. If there's a rotating airport beacon that goes from sunset to sunrise, you'll see a little star on the top. Alright, airspace lines for Class B, C, D, and E. Class B airspace is a solid blue line. Class C is a solid magenta line, and Class D is a segmented blue line, and Class E has a few different symbols. The first one is a segmented magenta line indicating a Class E surface. That is to say that it goes from the surface up to 17,999 MSL. Next is a Class E airspace with a floor of 700 feet AGL. And the last one is a Class E airspace with a floor starting at 1,200 feet AGL. Here are some miscellaneous VFR chart symbols: ultralight, hang glider, glider operations, UA operations, parachute operations. Pretty simple, right?